We pray for the communities and towns that the fires destroyed in California. And in so doing, have a greater appreciation of our city and all we have to be thankful for this Thanksgiving season. We bow in gratitude of your greatness, love, and mercy for us. And we ask all this in the name of your most cherished Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen.
Please face the flag, hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This evening we do have a very special presentation. So Councilmember Jim Kennedy, would you like to go down and you will be receiving some recognition and certificates. From, I believe they're here, from Senator Scott Will office. I believe Rebecca Tennyson is here. Is she here? No? Assemblyman Jay Overnoche, Chris Nunez.
Councilmember Gomez, could you possibly come back up so we have a quorum?
Yes.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chris Nunez, and it's my great pleasure to be here on behalf of our State Assemblyman, Mr. Jay Overnolte. Every now and then we have the fantastic opportunity of honoring somebody and recognizing their outstanding works, their outstanding achievement. Mr. Kennedy has been a stakeholder here in the city for a long time, but really has, as his wife put it, more than committed to doing his part here in our community. We want to thank you for the terms of service that you've performed here on the City Council. Again, your elected posts here before, and congratulate you on the retirement that you're finally getting to. I understand you have some big plans coming up and some vacations, which we're very glad that you're going to be taking advantage of, but we hope that we can still rely on you as a pillar here in the community. So thank you so much for your service. Congratulations and best wishes on behalf of not only the Assemblyman, but the entire California State Legislature. And we present you with this resolution from the state. Congratulations.
And from Supervisor Robert Lovingwood's office, we have Regina Witherspoon Bell.
Good evening. How special is this? It is indeed my pleasure to bring you this resolution, which I am not going to read all of it, although you have earned every word of it. But it's my pleasure and privilege to be here tonight on behalf of the Chairman of the Board of Supervisors, who is also our first district supervisor, Robert Lovinggood. And I want to say to you that the supervisor asked if I would share with you our gratefulness in the way that you have led. You have led with dignity, you have led with integrity, you have led ethically, and we greatly appreciate those footsteps that you have taken and the imprints that you have made for those who come behind that can follow. We also want to thank you for your service to this council, but your service prior to that to several councils and commissions and boards. You have created quite a legacy, and that legacy stands as a sterling example of great leadership here in the High Desert. And so for that, the supervisor says thank you And we really appreciate the privilege of having the opportunity to work with you over these past 2 terms. Congratulations. Hope you have nothing but joy from this moment on as you go back home to be with your beautiful wife and share this nothing but sheer joy. So congratulations to you.
Okay, enough of these pictures.
Now we have Rebecca Tennyson with Senator Scott Will's office.
Well, good evening. Thank you, Mayor Garcia, Victorville City Council, citizens of Victorville, and special guests tonight. It is a pleasure to join you, and I have the distinct privilege to present this certificate of recognition on behalf of our state senator, Scott Wilk, and the California State Senate, to be presented to Jim Kennedy in honor and recognition as you nobly retire from the Victorville City Council, commemorated on this 20th day of November, 2018. Whereas,
She's gonna read them. No, we don't have to read them. It's a nice whereas,
They know me.
and that's great.
they know, don't worry, there's only one whereas. Whereas, due to the integrity and professionalism which he fulfilled his duties, Jim Kennedy has been an invaluable asset to the city of Victorville and the citizens he serves. Thank you, Jim, for bestowing honorable leadership to your constituents and throughout the state of California. Throughout California during November 2010 through November 2018. I don't know how many years. Senator Wilk extends his sincerest best wishes for your every future success. Congratulations, Jim.
Thank you. One more.
Don't worry, just one more. Just one more. Congratulations.
Did you get all this, Frank?
Don't run away. Don't run away.
This one? Yes.
Do I have his, the city's?
We could just say thanks and goodbye.
Oh my goodness, it's heavy. I didn't realize how weak that Okay, this is presented to Council Member Jim Kennedy in appreciation of 8 years of service to the city of Victorville from 2010 through 2018. And Jim, I don't even know where to begin thanking you for everything that you have done for all the community, the entire high desert, not just Victorville. The expertise that you brought to our city, the void that you are leaving cannot be filled by anyone unless they have what you have. And my gosh, it's outstanding. Because of you, we have maintained a balanced budget. You have brought so much to our city that I don't even have the words to thank you. All I can say is thank you so much for giving your time, your energy, and I hope that you and Jeannie will enjoy your retirement. You're not retiring, but away from this anyhow. And no stress, and just enjoy. And because the two of you have something so special in your marriage that I mean couples have, and I'm very touched by you too. Thank you.
in just for 2 seconds as we put something together as a staff as well. But I'm Keith Metzler, I'm the city manager, and I've had the opportunity to work with Jim for almost 20 years in some capacity, one capacity or the other. And certainly the most memorable have been the last 8 years with you here as a council person. And certainly have appreciated your leadership, your wisdom, and everything that you've offered in terms of expertise. But I had actually taken the opportunity to talk with a number of staff walking through the organization and asked for one word that best describes you. And the most common response I got from the staff was thoughtful. And I agreed with that because over the course of you serving this council and all of your actions, all of your deliberations, I think that's one of the most fairest things we got from you was that you're thoughtful in everything that you did. And that matters, not only to us as staff, but certainly to the residents of our community. So one thing that we wanted to do just to show our appreciation as the staff, and we want you to think about us every time that you see this. Not many know that we have our own sign shop in our Public Works Engineering Department. So one of the things that I asked the Public Works sign crew to do is put together a street sign for you. And this is from the staff. And I want you every time you see it to think of it as a thank you from the staff of this organization. Congratulations.
Jim, Congressman Cook's representatives here also, Christopher Porter.
I think Wasay was going to come tonight, we couldn't make it. So I'm not going to read all of this. I'm going to read probably about half of it.
It's the House of Representatives.
So-
We don't really. It could go on for days.
In addition to serving on the city council as mayor pro tem and all the boards that he served on, and serving as a delegate as well, during his time on the council, Jim has been a passionate advocate for Victorville and its residents. He supported key infrastructure projects, including the Squally La Mesa interchange, which provided a key transit corridor to help alleviate traffic congestion. Jim also fought to keep Victorville residents safe and consistently voted to add additional sheriff's deputies and firefighters to the city budget. I thank Councilmember Jim Kennedy for his leadership and dedication to public service on behalf of Victorville residents. Jim has been a true model of civility and decorum on the Victorville City Council, and he will be sorely missed. So, on behalf of Congressman Cook, I want to present you with this congressional insert, this plaque, and I want to wish you the best in all your endeavors.
Now you can do your little
Should I
speech.
correct
Yes,
that?
now you can.
I've never have been mayor or mayor pro tem, but I appreciate the thought. I just would like to take a couple of minutes and talk about this city. Not me, but we. I'd like to talk about the group up here and some who are no longer here. Ryan McEachran, Mike Rothschild, Rudy Cabrianos, Angela Baez, and there's quite a list. We've worked together over the last 8 years. I'd like to tell you where we were, what we've done, and where we are today. When I came on the council in 2010, we were recovering from the worst financial crisis our country had experienced since the Great Depression. The general fund was running at about a $3.5 million deficit. Our revenues had dropped from about $60 million in the general fund in 2006 to $45 million in 2009. In 3 years, we dropped 25% of our revenues. We had to figure out what to do. Property taxes had dropped, and SCLA was in default on all of their redevelopment bonds. City staff was cut by about a third and went to 36-hour work weeks. But By 2013, as a result of diligent work by the staff and this council, who were committed to living within our means, we budgeted, we balanced the general fund budget in 2013. In the last year, we paid off the last of our interfund loans. The hiring freeze has ended. The city of Victorville financially is in solid and stable condition. The Mall of Victor Valley, in 2012, we signed an agreement, Ryan had his hand in this, with Macerich to work on renovating the Victor Valley Mall. We were in a declining sales tax situation with the mall, and as a result of that renovation, sales tax have risen. We've attracted Macy's and Dick's Sporting Goods. Penny's expanded their place there. Shopping at the mall today is a different experience than it was in 2012. Okay? Staff helped me with this, so I've got some visuals up on the screen. Keep your eyes there. The Industrial Wastewater Treatment Plant. This is not a well-known project for the city of Victorville by the public, but we built this plant in 2010. It allowed us to attract the Dr. Pepper Snapple bottling plant. Without it, we would never have gotten them here. It has also served other industrial development at the base. This plant produces the reclaimed water that we sell every single day to the High Desert Power Project. It's been a tremendous source of revenues. Southern California Logistics Airport. Gosh, what a success story this has been. I gotta get to my notes. Get to the right page. Dr. Pepper Snapple, United Furniture, Ardent Companies, Newell Brands, M&M Mars. M&M Mars were thinking of leaving. They moved from Foxborough to the base and maintained those jobs in Victorville. Plastipack. We have almost 3.5 million square feet of manufacturing, distribution, and warehousing at SCLA. It's been a tremendous success story. And Boeing has put a 100,000 square foot hangar that they are occupying, and they're using it for flight testing and aircraft assembly. Boeing's been a tremendous tenant for us at the airport. What a story. Road improvements at long last. Listed the La Mesa Nisqually Interchange. Ryan, raise your hand. Big hand in that. And my friend Jim Cox had something to say about that happening. Built it in 2013. Bear Valley Road construction between Amethyst and Balsam. What a project that's been to clean up that intersection at the freeway. 9.5 miles of roadway pavement that we've done on Amethyst, Nisqually, and La Mesa. And Village Drive, the mother of all road rehabilitation projects. Village Drive, and it will finish sometime next year, am I right, Pete? This year. This year?
Next month.
Next month. Amazing. Water and sewer projects. This has always been close to my heart. We have replaced 9 miles of small steel water lines, primarily in Old Town, but in other older parts of Victorville. 9 miles. We have another 4.5 miles currently under construction. We've replaced 7,000 old water laterals. Those are the lines that come from the main to your meter. They were PVC. We replaced them in copper. And substantially reduced, if not eliminated, leakage. We've replaced 35,000 old water meters. We're replacing and relining more than 3 miles of old sewer lines. Believe me, if they fail, that's a mess none of us want to deal with. And we have a rate plan in place to make sure we have the funds we need for those replacements in the future. That was a critical decision we made in the last year. Public safety, our #1 job, no doubt about that. After all the budget cuts and the reductions in 2010 and 11, this council has steadily added police positions over the last 8 years. Today, we have the largest police force in the city's history. Not a well-known fact, but a true statement. City staff continues to work with the HOPE program, the Sheriff's HOPE program, in our efforts to combat homelessness in Victorville. And in 2018, we launched the rebirth of our Victorville Fire Department. It was a long, difficult process, but it's in place. We're going to save almost $4 million in the next 5 years. We'll have 64 firefighters compared to 54 on our county fire contract. We've invested in vehicles, medic squads, and new equipment, known as fire trucks when I was a kid. Local control and efficiency was our goal, and I think we have achieved that. Fire will be under this council's control in the future. I'm also very, very happy to say that as I leave this council, I can tell you that it is in the city is in the hands of a world-class executive management team. Keith Metzler, Sophie Smith, George Harris. What a pleasure it has been working with those three people over this last year. And I think everybody on the council would agree with that. So to my fellow council members, I want to say thank you for working together, for all of us working together. To the citizens of Victorville, I'd like to say thank you for allowing me to serve and be part of this great experiment, this great experience. Then I want to make a few personal comments about some people that have been very important to me. My good friend Terry Caldwell, who first suggested to me that I run for the council, and I told him I wasn't in the least bit interested in doing it. And my good friend Jim Cox, who absolutely convinced me that I should run for the council. My dear friend Larry Huber, who first introduced me to public service in Victorville by asking me to apply for an open position on the Water District Board, and then suffered as my campaign chairman in 2 election campaigns. My dear friend and planning commissioner for 8 years, Paula Porter. Andre DeBortnowski, city attorney, and a great friend, and I don't know how I could have done my job properly without him and his advice and counsel every step of the way. Finally, the person who gets most of the credit for my lucky breaks and good fortune in my life. The person who keeps me sane and stable, supports me, and when I need it, protects me from myself. Just about every good thing that's happened in the second half of my life is because she agreed to share that life with me. My words are not good enough to say everything that's in my heart. Best friend I've ever had, my beautiful wife, Jeannie.
I assume you're Ernesto Zuniga?
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. On behalf of the Victorville City Council, I would like to present you with this certificate of recognition for your foundation's efforts to clean up and beautify the city of Victorville. On Sunday, June 10th, 2018, approximately 177 We Love You Foundation volunteers cleaned up a 5 to 7 acre area near the intersection of Seneca and Mesa Linda, filling 2 roll-off dumpsters with over 3 tons of trash and debris. This is the largest single group that has ever volunteered to do a cleanup event in Victorville. We thank you for doing such an amazing job. Thank you and everyone that volunteered. Thank you. And this certificate reads, Certificate of Recognition presented to We Love You Foundation. The City of Victorville commends the We Love You Foundation and its dedicated volunteers for the commitment to improving our community. Your good deeds have helped our city and served as an example for others to follow. The City of Victorville expresses its sincere appreciation and gratitude for your service to the community. Best wishes in all your future endeavors. Signed, Gloria Garcia, Mayor of the City of Victorville. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much and good evening. I wanted to share just a couple of words. I promise it won't be too long. I would like to briefly introduce who we are once again. We are the World Mission Society Church of God. The church was established in 1964 by the Second Coming Christ Ensemble. Every group, company, organization has a foundation. The foundation of the Church of God is love. The reality of that love is God the Mother. Without a mother, there is no life. In the same way, without our spiritual mother, there is no spiritual life. Why was the church established? It was established to share love. This is how the We Love You Foundation was born. In order to fulfill the words love God and love your neighbor, not only with words but also with action, the Church of God is actively volunteering in cleanup campaigns, disaster response, blood drives, food drives, sock, blanket drives.